what does "don't change much" mean to you?
Change everything. Ask the questions. It's the jumping off point. I think, going back to men not listening to their bodies, that's the one takeaway I give people is just listen to your body. If it doesn't feel right, talk to somebody about it, right? The smallest thing. With you weren't feeling well. You weren't feeling right. You couldn't put your finger on what it was, but you knew something wasn't going on correct to the way you usually feel. So you did something about it. And I think that's the takeaway is just ask the question. If you don't feel good, talk to someone about it.
Hi there, this is Dan Murphy, and you're listening to the Don't Change Much podcast. Drex is a popular radio host in the Vancouver market, morning show personality that up until late fall of 2022 was just living his life. Was it a healthy life? Not necessarily, but he didn't care, even with the family history of heart disease. But on November the 18th, everything changed. He suffered a major heart attack, and from that point on, changes in his lifestyle were not only warranted, but much needed. Here is his story.
I think the heart attack was somewhat of a reset. That's how it feels to me. It feels like it's a bit of a reset. It's like, dude, you got another chance. Don't screw this up. Right. I think having something so monumental like that happen, you tend to reassess things. It's no different to like a hockey player having a career-ending injury. They've got a lot of assessing to do. What do I do next? What happens now? Do I get into the television business? Can I do that from hockey? It's the same thing with anybody, is you have a life-altering, a life-changing event. I think you stop and think for a bit about what if? Do I need to do something a little different? Do I need to do something that's going to be less stressful for me? So I think everyone likely goes through that.
But before November 18th, what would it have taken for you to make some changes? Would you have made changes because you just saw what your dad gone through? Do you think you would have thought of that? If your husband said to you, listen, we got to become more healthy, is there anything that could have happened short of a heart attack that would have forced you to start making incremental changes to improve your physical well-being?
Probably not. Yeah, I think that's the honest answer. Probably not. I think that was the wake-up call I needed. I've been seeing my dad in that hospital bed in Australia, just in agony after having his rib cage opened up so they could fix his heart. It still didn't occur to me, you're of this guy, you're of this human. You likely have some of the exact same issues playing out. And I already had a few things going on with me that went on with my dad, which was really bad heartburn and gastric reflux, which in hindsight was kind of a sign.
Why do you think so many men don't make it a priority? Don't try to be proactive and always end up being reactive?
I was a teenager in the 90s, and I think things in the 90s started to change where there was more discussions about men checking their health. Do you remember when Katie Couric on the NBC Today show, after her husband Jay had died from colon cancer, she went and did a colonoscopy live on television just to show people what it was so they can understand what it was and not to be scared of it. Sort of enterprise reporting like that makes people stand up and pay attention.
Now that you've shared your story and you've talked about this before this podcast, obviously, have people come to you and say, I've made changes? Has it helped someone else?
It's helped a bunch of people. Lot, who is a radio DJ at Chom 97.7 in Montreal, had seen my post, and then within 24 hours of seeing my post about my heart attack, started having odd chest pains. So he went to the hospital. He goes, I'm having really weird chest pains. Don't know what's going on. He was having a heart attack. He had the exact same issue that I had and ended up getting a stent as well. So a few people have actually said, yeah, I've gone and gotten a heart check because I saw what happened to you. And I've been telling people as well, because I've had a lot of people stop me face to face and say, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. How you been? I'm like, by the way, next time you're with your family doctor, ask them to organize a heart check for you. Just got to ask the question.
So you knew that you probably weren't living the most healthy lifestyle before this. So just tell us a little bit about diet or exercise routines, or you've already mentioned sleep routines are all messed up because of your job.
Yeah, bad sleep routines, probably not a great diet on a daily basis, not active enough, or definitely not active enough. I've never been a mover. I've always been somewhat a sedentary guy, right? I like watching a lot of TV, like watching movies, listening to music, and just sort of hanging out at my house. I think this was the kick in the pants that I think most of us need to go, no, you've actually got to move more. Moving from the couch to the kitchen isn't moving. right? It's the getting out and breathing that fresh air, or getting on a treadmill or jumping on a bike or something like that, right? So it's getting that body moving, and it's just something I never did. It was nothing I had to do when I was a kid. Like, I didn't really play any sports when I was a kid at all. So there wasn't that push from my parents to get active or get out there or do anything.
So I think for a lot of people listening, what was your diet like? No one's perfect in their diet, but a typical day for you on a work day, did you pack a lunch? What did you have?
No one's asked me this question. This is really in-depth stuff. I'll be completely honest with you. Up at 3, through the McDonald's drive-through on the way to work, bacon and egg McMuffins, maybe a hash brown, maybe an iced coffee. That's every day. So I'm just, right there, there's nearly 2,000 calories before 10 o'clock, right? But I'm not moving. So the calories are sitting and turning into fat. Yeah, because I am a sedentary guy, like I said. But the food thing's easy because I like exploring new flavors and different things that I can eat. So if I can find things that are super healthy for me to eat, I'll be able to devour those. But I think the moving and exercise thing, it's going to be a bit of a journey for me.
For more helpful tips on improving your mental and physical health, please visit menshealthfoundation.ca and dontchangemuch.ca. Thanks to everyone who listened and to those who have followed. If you haven't, hit the follow button. That way you'll never miss one of our podcasts and you'll be updated on future episodes.